I swear, I am being conspired to start streams late. So, last night, the unfortunately brief Elden Ring stream, um, basically, I wrote up a schedule for like, oh yeah, I'll give myself a little bit of extra time than I usually do to get set up. Because I wanted to have a bit more of a break with dinner before I streamed, and then I had to hang around for a meeting, like, at the very end of the day, past the time that I would usually leave work, which kind of sucks, but hey. But that meant that, like, and that cascaded into, oh shit, I need to get dinner ready early, and then, I'm pretty sure something's broken in the oven now, so, I think, like, a heat element's died or something. I can't tell which one, though. The meetings that happened to my partner yesterday, actually. Yeah, it's not, like, a completely uncommon occurrence, and my work is generally very good with just saying, look, if you had to work extra, just don't work extra. Or, like, don't work that... Or you can have that extra time back, essentially. It's whatever. It's just really unfortunate on a Friday afternoon, but, like, yeah, someone kind of messed some stuff up, so... That kind of needs addressing before the weekend. And this morning, I was a little bit... I was going to be ready for around, like, I think 10 past 10, just based on how I was going, and then, my neighbors came around asking about, or asking if I could help them out with something. Basically because the fence between our places kind of gotten a bit worse. And they wanted to make sure, like, you know, we both have kind of photo evidence of what's going on, and, like, also help them just, like, inspect my side, to see, like, what actually the problem is. So yeah, like, shit that needed to be done, and the better, like, I'm communicating with them, or the more I'm communicating with them about that, the better, but it's just, like, I was getting ready for fucking this. But this is also just fucking, 14 job quest shit. I don't care if this starts late, it was meant to be chill anyway. I was gonna be starting later than I, usually do anyway, and then I will tomorrow. So, it's not a big deal. So... Why isn't the stream manager doing the thing? There we go. Yeah, how are you going, newest girl? Ugh. I feel like I'm missing something. Charge my phone. One thing, but... Chillin' watching Capcom Cup, of course. Oh, also, we're mukbanging today, because again, I was kind of on time for things, and then I forgot to make breakfast. I've got to feed myself something before I stream, because then I probably won't eat again until dinner. I mean, I'll snack on, like, grapes or whatever, but... not much more than that. Alright, I think we've got a couple of quests to do before we go, grinding again. Also, I got Sardu. Basically, like, whenever I'm, doing dungeons, I just greet everything and throw, no, I got, not Stardew, I got Sardu. Sardu? Mini Sardu? No, I think, like, Stardew evokes the same thing in me that Minecraft once did, and I burnt myself the fuck out on Minecraft, so I don't think I'm going to be interested in a game that's like that ever again, unfortunately. But yeah, when I've been doing dungeons, I just, like, greet everything, throw it into the, company seals, and just retrieve material for it. Tell you about my mean girlfriend in that game. What? You gravitated to the mean girl? That's insane. I don't know if I believe that. Hey, listen, that is also me to a T as well. I'm calling us both out. Don't worry about it. An aura for trouble. Sylphie seems eager to speak with you. Oh, actually, I did want to say one thing before we get into this. So far, I have really not enjoyed the White Mage quests. They've been about what I expected from Gridania posting in general, in terms of just really rote, plain, uninteresting elementals tropes, and not even to the extent that it's like, I don't know, I don't want to say offensive, but is like clearly taking from cultures and not really exploring that very well. It feels like it's just the elementals are completely nebulous, and the things that get examined aren't actually their relationship to the elementals. Only that it's strained, and we have to be basically at the feet of the elementals. Elemental posting, yeah, really. Indistinguishable from Gridania posting, that's kind of the problem. But this, where we've got Sylphie and, like, this kid, this seems to be starting off, at the very least, a bit more, like, grounded and focused. And while I'm not holding out hope from these people have a different relationship with the elementals, and thus it manifests differently, and, oh, maybe we've had a misunderstanding about the elementals this whole time, this could shape up to be something actually good. And the Conjurers Guild coming back up in this makes me hopeful. Because when the job quests have been good, when the class quests have been good, and the class quest NPCs come back, it's generally been a pretty good time. Or at least, like, a marginally better time. But, no. Because the Paladin because the Gladiator class quests were okay. Perfectly fine. And then the only thing they took from that was the worst part of the fucking Gladiator quests. Apparently it's mostly supposed to be mostly Shinto stuff. But I guess that's the thing, is, like, it doesn't feel like it's actually... It feels like what I try and explain Shinto as to someone who just has no fucking clue about, Japanese culture at all. Or if I wanted to explain it without actually going into any of the Japanese culture side of it, you know, the things that kind of made it what it was, which I find deeply uninteresting. Like, if you're going to explain to me the fundamentals of it and then just go, well, that's a given now, and move on, I'm gonna be like, fuck am I here for? Like, as I've said multiple times throughout this questline, cultural relationships with the land... relationships with the land are very cultural. Like, they differ based on the cultures around them. Like, you look at, like, a lot of Western relationships with the land, and it tends to be pretty laissez-faire. Oh yeah, we'll just carbon offsets, and we'll just plant more trees. That's fine. Whereas, like, a lot of other cultures have a very different relationship with that, particularly indigenous cultures. And it's just, like, it can be inspired by the Shinto stuff, but again, it feels like it, like, unironically, just feels incredibly whitewashed. Like, like, it just doesn't spend very much time on it, and that is the thing I think is, because what would be interesting and eye-opening to explore is how places like Gridania, Girabania, Dolma, Hingashi, Ishgard even, actually relate to the land. And each of those have very different, like, feelings to them. Oh, hey, Game Over Hell. Long time no see. How you doing? Because, like, in Gridania, yeah, the land is hostile, but they've learned to live with it. In Ishgard, the land explicitly turned against them, but probably not by the wishes of the elementals. That was, like, Bahamut. In Girabania, like, they are in a very, would settler colonialism apply here? I feel like it should, with the Garlean occupation. But regardless, they're under the heel of, the Garlean Empire, and, like, they don't have much but the land, and you'd think there'd be an emphasis there of something to do with that in some tribes. Or, even in some of the, not just, like, the, like, Kalana? Oh god, I can't remember the name of them. But, like, the Mikote tribes and things like that. Same with Doma, and then Hingashi, again, is, like, a completely different thing. Like, Ananta, thank you. Doing alright, been drawing a lot and editing videos. How are you? I'm doing alright. I'm a little bit less consistent with streaming this last couple of weeks, because things have just gotten in the way. But they've been important things, so, like, I can't really complain. The stream doesn't come first when it comes to life and that, so... but yeah, other than that, I can't really complain. Just trying to plan ahead, basically. Yeah, so, I'm not expecting to actually get into that now. It's, I think, a bit too late, and based on the pacing of Stormblood quests in the past, I don't think it's going to do that. But I will say that, like, regardless of the inspiration, I feel like the delivery of things surrounding White Mage in this has been supremely boring. And the only part of it that was actually interesting was when, hang on. Let me find her name. Class and job. Discipline of job. Not... Is it... Oh, Ashiva, yeah. When Ashiva told the Pajal to go fuck themselves. But then they immediately undid that by restoring the deference there, where I was like, no! You could have had a moment here of like, yeah, actually, we needed that kick up the arse, please do that again. And not just, oh, that's okay, we know it's not your station, it's just... Ugh. Mayo's a big letdown for such a staple job. Yeah, exactly. Like, it feels like such a fundamental part of Final Fantasy kind of, like, story. In a similar way that, like, I don't know the history of Summoner, but, like, Summoner felt very fleshed out because it had a very distinct relationship with the world and the cultures within it, because it is utilizing something adjacent to primal summoning. Something that isn't really looked on in a positive light. Yeah, sorry. Anyway, we'll start the quest before I go off on more tangents, because there's time for that. It's time for that when I'm grinding. Oh, hello, Aldine. It's nice of you to worry, but I've been perfectly safe. I asked the soldiers at the wall if I could accompany them on their patrols instead of wandering about on my own. More than a few times I thought I sensed something. Brief as flickers, but the scouts had their mission, and I couldn't risk getting separated from them to confirm my suspicions. I need to check one area in particular, some distance away from the patrol route. Do you think you could come with me? Here, I'll mark the spot on your map, and we can meet there when you're ready. And you know why it's more of a letdown to me? Because the Conjurer questline, I feel like, was really setting up the importance of your relationship to the elements, and not just one or two of them, but all of them. And it's like, okay, here we have like an acknowledgement of the relationship between you and the elements is important, but then it gets into the politics of that, while glossing over the real, like, actual relationship, if that makes sense. Like, rather than actually exploring that relationship, it just puts the elements on a pedestal, and we have to help them. And that's it. Like, I would say Summoner is equally iconic as White Mage to overall overall Final Fantasy. Okay, yeah. Because I felt like that got a good real exploring. This is the place. Oh. His smug aura infuriates me. Do you feel that? The source must be nearby. Ah! And you're sure it's the same child? I don't know what's going on here, but her aura is blinding. Come on, we have to follow her. I don't know how to do kids' voices. Summoner introduced in FF3 and have been a fan favorite ever since, with the summons themselves being a key pillar of the franchise. Yeah, like, it, so having not played, Final Fantasy all that much, my introduction to thing like summons was through Golden Sun, and when I found out that Summoner was a job, despite the fact that I'd basically seen summons used akin to Golden Sun, I was kind of surprised that it was, like, limited like that, because it really doesn't seem limited. It seemed like it became, like, a core mechanic in a lot of the games. And I guess, like, you know, mechanically it makes sense, because, like, yeah, anyone can be a summoner, it's just belief in power, or a belief in some power source. But yeah, and I guess, like, people like, I think Lulu, are, like, explicitly summoners, but it feels like the entities that are summoned became a little bit disconnected from summoning, if that makes sense. Key narrative focus in most of them, too. Yeah, that's it. Like, it's less like a thing a niche amount of people use, but rather it's a broader thing everyone can do that maybe these group of people, like, specifically focus on? I don't know. I would need to play more Final Fantasy games to actually get a taste of that. Or to get an idea about what the fuck is actually happening there. Oh! Ether Starved, huh? Oh god, is this gonna be a, I wonder if this is gonna have fucking, Void Scent in it. Depends on the game. Yeah, and I guess that's the thing too, is like each of the games probably treats all of that a little differently. So, some of them would treat summoning as a strict practice only some people dedicated to it could do it, whilst others use it as either a cool mechanical thing you can do or the crux of the narrative that's more broadly applicable. Thus, like, obviously it's inconsistent in that summoning is not as scoped or focused as it is in some other games. In 10, summoners are like clergy, and it's a sacred thing, and Yuna's pilgrimage to enlist the summons is the crux of the narrative. Yeah, exactly, like, it focuses on... Like, wait, is Lulu... Wait, maybe I've been getting the wrong impression. What job, quote-unquote, is Lulu, if any? Lulu is just a black mage. Huh. Why did I get the... I mean, I guess it makes sense, decked out like that, but... Yeah. I don't know why I thought she was a summoner. Maybe someone made that presumption based on the fucking cactuar she brings around? I don't know. Most characters in 10 are job hybrids. Yeah, true. Yeah, they aren't, like, as strict as the older Final Fantasies or this game, where it is you are one of these jobs. Stay away from me! Mama, where are you? I'm gonna have such a rough time differentiating their voices. You poor thing. You must be terrified. Don't worry. We'll get you back to your mother. I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. Mama says they'll take me away and lock me in a cage. Is that what she says? I'm Sylphie, and this is Aldine. Now that you know our names, why don't you tell us yours? Then we won't be strangers anymore. I heard footsteps. Oh, you were just doing an animation. My name is Gatty. You don't feel icky like the bad things. Well, I hope that means we can be friends. Come on, Gaddy, let's go and find your mother. Do you know the way home? I don't have any friends. We live in the forest, just Mama and me. Were you hurt when those creatures attacked? Here, let me see. I'll mend that in no time. Watch. Conjurer like me can heal all sorts of wounds. Conjurer? No, don't touch me. There's that surge again. This time it's far more powerful. Gazzy, we have to leave. What? She's gone. Did you see where she went? Damn, fast kid. Oh, we barely took our eyes off her. How did she manage to vanish so quickly? She was taken by the void scent. She learned the trick from a Moogle. Maybe void scent? Taken? You didn't see any more void scent, did you? Neither did I. I'm fairly sure you took care of all the fiends that were attacking her. Okay, I guess confirm they are actually void scent. Surge of power I felt is gone as well. I don't think it's a coincidence that it faded as soon as Gatty left. Whenever she panics, I feel her aura just kind of expand. Oh no. And I think the void sense sent it too. I'd wager 3 afternoons of listening to Hira Nolanel's lectures that the presence of those fiends is what's upsetting the elementals. Right then. It's time we return to Gridania and reported our findings to the Guildmaster. Oh, good. Can't wait for Gambler Fizz ranged. I have no reference for what that is, but my mind immediately goes to, Outlaw Rogue in WoW. I guess it'd be similar to what people were thinking for Corsair in terms of a sword and a gun. And it's just a lot of, like... was able to get some synced coils run going. Nice. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. Because I do want to... I'm sorry. Fucking goddamn it. Australia joke. I would imagine an amalgamation of Setzer and Six and Ace from Typo and a splash of Kate Sith or Kashi and Waka. Wait, Waka? Really? That is a fantastic name. Only Australians understand. Second finals are great. Waka's Limit Breaker slots. Oh, Jesus, okay. Fuck, what was I saying? I don't remember. Oh, coils, right. Yeah, there's a couple of things like that, like, also, like, Delibrum Reginae, that, like, I don't know how I'm going to deal with, because, like, I want to look at the story, but the story is, like, gated by a lot of progression in said areas, or by things that are going to be inconsistent to put together, right? Like, I managed to scrape through the Castrum in, Bosnia, but I hadn't really had much luck with Delibrum, unless it was, like, an organized thing, and I don't know how I feel about, like, streaming that. Yeah, I guess it'd just be like, okay, I'm gonna try Delibrum tonight because there's a community event. I don't know. Yeah, DR normal. I imagine that doesn't need as many people, to be fair, but, like, on a smaller server, it still requires, like, some organization, so... Yeah, exactly. Like, I definitely know there are community events and stuff like that that do happen, but, like... I just don't really know how I feel about, like, streaming a community event without, like, people knowing. And, like, I don't have that many viewers, so, like, it's... I don't think it'd actually be a problem, but I wouldn't want to step on anyone's toes. You can do DR with, like, 5 people. Yeah, again, I imagine it's kind of like the Castrum LL. I can't remember the fucking name of it. But yeah, it's something I've been trying to think about, because, like, as I'm running out of job quests to do, I've still got, like, some trials and stuff to do. I've got to go back to the fucking, the Warring Triad at some point, too. But there's still the 4 Lords, there's still, oh god, there is one more thing, either trial or raid related, that I don't think I've done yet. I just can't remember it off the top of my head. Actually, no, that might be it. Well, actually, I've got the fucking... No. I needed all the normals and extremes for the mentor roulette, not just the crown. So I definitely haven't done everything. Question is whether I've done everything normal or not. Anyway, did you ever do Warring Triad? Yeah, I started it. We had trouble with the final trial. So I think what I'll do is probably, like, start that, and then, like... Actually, I think I accidentally started progress on Aldine late one night for that, and didn't realize. So I think I may need to do that on another character, which is a pain, because I kind of want to do that for Tataru's Grand Adventure. Or maybe I'll just do it up to the point on one character, and whatever. I can work it out. I heard Sylphie's, I heard Sylphie's report, and you're both to be commended for pursuing this investigation in so dangerous an area. Judging by your description of Gatti's unusually potent aura, I am inclined to agree with the theory that it's her energies which are attracting the Void Scent. If, as you suspect, the child lives alone with her mother, then it is unlikely she has been trained to control her power. Fear, panic, anger, any strong emotion might cause her ether to flare dramatically. To the ravenous creatures of the Void, the scent of such outbursts would be the sweetest of nectar. So if Gatti were to learn control, then the problem would be solved, wouldn't it? We have assumed much, but no little. Without understanding the exact nature of the girl's gifts, I hesitate to propose a solution. She said that you lived in the forest. I'll head out with the serpent patrols again and see if I can't find her house. A fine idea. Aldine, pray continue lending Sylphie any support she might require. Come on, let's head back to Castrum Oriens and we can talk about what to do next. Oh, that was kind of short. Yeah, like, this story might be just kind of interesting in like, isolation, but it sounds like it's not going to, not gonna do anything really expansive. Touch wood. Guildmaster is right. We need to learn more about Gatti herself. I mean, how can a little girl like her have the kind of power that attracts Void Scent? Well, first things first, I'll need to find where she lives. And then hopefully she and her mother will be willing to talk to us. Do you think we'll be facing more fiends before this is all over? I should probably be practicing my spells. Yep, I guarantee you we are. A beacon for bad things. Sylphie is eager to resume the search for Gatti. Hello, Aldine. I thought you might be along soon. As for Gatti, I've spotted her more than a few times, but she flees the moment she sees me. One thing I've learned, though, is that wherever the whispers lead, then that's where Gatti is to be found. And since the forest spirits are particularly agitated today, we should have no trouble tracking her down. Come with me to the place we lost her the last time. We can start our search from there. Call that my Twitter message requests. Alert! Alert! DMs incoming. Oh, excuse me. Did we lose her around here? Wait, where... Am I blind? Oh, there. There she is. Oh, god damn it. Oh, god damn it. Come on, then. Get holy, idiots. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of surprised the Red Mage, LB has gotten the reputation it has, without also noting that, like, Holy is also, like, really blinding. It seems really odd to me. Oh, I should have talked to it. Please, I have to concentrate on the whispers. It's sort of difficult to hear them when someone is gabbing in my ear. Why don't you take a look around? Ouch. But fair. Well, yeah, I guess it's like a lot less memed on, and I suppose it's because it's not like quite as bombastic, but and it is an LB3, so it's something that like everyone pays attention to. Holy 3 is a lot more tame. Oh, maybe that's probably why then. It's terribly faint, but I sense a thread of unease leading away from here. Come on, it's this way. Sylphie, there's a skimmer right there. God damn it. We might be heading down there. I don't think I've ever... Yeah. Oh, geez, there's still parts of this map I haven't explored either. When you're around, I find I can hear the voices of the elementals more clearly. I suppose it's easy to be tranquil when you have a veteran white mage at your side. Let's move on, shall we? Oh, hey, look. 15 car. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I think I've been here maybe, like, once for Fates, if anything. I don't think I've actually explored around here before. Sadu. Thank you. I did see that that's coming up again. That's why I said, hey, 15 car. I mean, yeah. I don't think... Do I have that on all my characters? I don't know. I should probably start grinding some MGP on them then. Serpent scouts don't often venture into this area. I suppose there aren't a lot of Imperial troops wandering around in the muck. Did you see her? I think that might be Gaddy's mother. Come on, let's go. Hope the new players have 200k MGP saved up. Yeah, I definitely do not. So, I've got some fucking work to do. Oh boy. Hi. Get away from us, conjurer, or I swear this arrow will find a new home in your meddling heart. Careful, Aldine. She seems awfully angry for some reason. I know why you're here, and you'll not have her. Now, unless you want to sprout feathers, it's time for you to leave. You're Gaddy's mother, aren't you? We're not here to take her away. We're here to help you. We're here to help her. I'll not fall for your lies, conjurer. Get away! Gasp. From us. Not now. Ma'am? Mama. No, Catty. They'll see you. I'm fine. It's just one of my turns. Ma'am, please. Oh. Oh. Catty, you're a Pashol? Mama, no, you can't. Uh-oh. The ether. It's overwhelming. Oh, good. The Voiting come to feed. We can't let them hurt her. Gatty the Hornless. Hope this works. Oh my god, please target. Oh. Oh my god, they actually applied to party members. Holy shit. Imagine that. Imagine AoE heals healing more than one person in a duty. Incredible. If you do triple triad tournaments, all-fashion reports, and all the Lords of Vermilion tournaments in a month, you'll make close to like 750k MGP. Well, I'm not playing triple triad. I might try and do fashion reports. But I will sit in the Golden Saucer and just do all the mini games I can. That won't be 750k, but it'll be fine. Especially across, like, maybe 2 characters that I want them on. Like, yeah, no, that's a lot of work.
Gatty's fine. Just exhausted from expelling so much ether. She'll wake up after she's had a chance to rest. Speaking of which, you should be resting too. Your heart's in bad shape, isn't it? I managed to calm the attack, but the condition itself is beyond my art to heal.
It was worse by the day. I'm grateful for all you've done today, Conjurer, but naught has changed. My daughter stays with me. Please just leave us.
Listen to me. We did not come to whisk away your child. If we'd wanted to, we could have taken her while you lay senseless. We came to learn what was upsetting the elementals, and what could be done to ease their disquiet. It seems the answer lies in stopping the Void Scent from coming after Gatty.
Can you truly stop those monsters from hunting her? The worse my illness becomes, the more often they come sniffing about. Creatures a nightmare they are, with their greedy eyes and grasping claws.
We will help you in any way we can. I'm Sylphie, and this is Aldine. Please, tell us more about Gatty and these monsters.
No. You Gridanian charlatans are not to be trusted. You saved us this time, it's true. But if you don't go now, the whisper of my bow will be the last thing you'll ever hear.
Wait, I'm begging you. We promise not to say a thing to the guild. We swear by the matron herself. Right, Aldine?
Yep. Fuck them.
Conjurers I've met before were arrogant, condescending.
You, on the other hand, seem far more sincere. I will take you at your word, for now. My name is Sanch. It was, Sanchi. Sanche? Sanche? Sanch? It was 12 years ago that I fled Gridani with my infant child. She was born a Pajal. You know what that means. She was chosen by fate, destined to convey the elemental's will to the people of Gridania. Oh, sorry, that wasn't her, that was Sylphie. Wait, no, oh, yeah, no, that was Sylphie that said that last line. The conjurers would have snatched her from my arms and taught her to be a servant to the forest spirits. By Gridanian law, they were well within their rights to do so. But my husband was dead, and Gatty was all I had left. I could not bear to let her go. And so I fled. I can hardly imagine how hard that must have been, living out here in the wilds, raising a child by yourself. But while I can understand the choice you made, Gatty's lack of control over her Pajali power is putting you both in danger. Ether bleeds from her in a torrent whenever she is upset or afraid, drawing in the Void Scent again and again. I hate to say this, but there may come a day when you won't be able to stop them. Is there naught that can be done? We just want to live in peace. Here's an idea. I'll stay with you and teach Gatty how to control her ether. That way I can continue your treatment and solve the problem with the Void Scent at the same time. All without telling the Conjurers Guild, of course. No, don't react like that, Aldine. Fuck Gridania. Fuck them. Hello again, Gatty. I used my conjury to help your mother feel better. Would you like to learn some magic too? Really? You know magic that can help Mama? Please teach me. Thank you. This means so much to us. We can talk more inside the house. I'll walk them inside, then return to Castrum Oriens. I'll see you back there, Aldine. Okay. I feel like where this is gonna go is pretty, like, straightforward in terms of, like, uh-oh, the training goes badly, and it culminates in a lot of Void Sent coming along here. The more interesting thing is that there would be actually some conflict with Gridania because we start not talking to them, but... I really hope this doesn't end up with kind of, like, saying, well, I guess we should have listened to the Gridanians in the first place. Like the framing of them just surreptitiously taking the children of people who have been born Pajal, is, like, a good and just thing, which would, again, suggest that, hey, maybe living under the elementals actually sucks and isn't good for anyone, and the people whose lives are mostly defined by them and have no power over their relationship with it, and that is not a good place to be in life? Just saying?
I'm sorry I sort of took matters into my own hands there. I know it's a lot to ask, but can you please keep this a secret from the Guildmaster for the time being?
I promise. I don't give a shit about them.
Thank you, Aldine. We don't want the Guild to take Gaddy away from her mother. We've seen what happens when the girl gets upset. And besides, Sanche may not be long for this world. Gaddy should spend as much time with her as possible. I remember what it was like to lose a loved one. Oh no. Oh no, she's gonna fucking die, isn't she? And then it's like, well, I guess it would make sense for you to go to Gridania then, because then you can gain control of her powers. And then we don't hold anyone to account for the bullshit that they've created in Gridania, yet again. Don't worry, everyone. We're not gonna be criticizing Gridania here. Please don't think emotion swayed my better judgment. I thought this through, and I understand it won't be easy. That's why I need your help.
Right after you've learned a couple more levels. Oh, straight to 68. Oh, okay. Cool. Now, to the grinding portion of the stream. Oh, I don't have anything open for that. Windows, thank you. Hello? Where's my playlist? Why the fuck? Why does YouTube keep sorting my playlists? Not like the songs within a playlist, but I have many playlists and it sorts all of them. I don't get it. Because I definitely haven't I haven't been adding to the ones that are on top, and one of them hasn't changed in years. But the ones that I've been listening to that I have changed recently aren't above that? Whatever. I could probably go a tad louder. Alright. Oh yeah, that could stand to be louder. Cool. Yay, bottoms metal. Oh shit, okay, yep. Well, I guess it is the weekend, isn't it? Oh, you know what? Flat fuck Friday, even. Well, not here it isn't. Goddamn Americans always thinking it's American time. Ugh. Couldn't be me. Oh, really? Probably didn't need to put down that asylum, but the extra hot usually gives me, like, a little bit of breathing room between casts. So nice being in Korea and Guam. Oh, that is true. You do have a little bit of a unique experience where, like, our times were aligned somewhat. Yeah, actually fair. It is a little bit different. It's like, oh yeah, Wolfie's time zone's the same as... Oh. Oh no. To be fair, though, you were also working for the military at the time, newest girl, and I can't imagine you'd go back to that just for the time zones to realign. Yeah. Nope. yeah, exactly. Fuck that. Alright. This is the bit that's gonna probably fucking hurt. I need you to use defenses before that, bud. Ooh. What just happened? What happened? I hit Tetragrammaton! What the fuck? Oh, I'm gonna let him die. Fuck. Oh, wait. No, hold on. Wait. We're back. We're so back. Did they stand in Epigraph? That's like the only thing I can think of. Nah, my bad. Think I miss Tetra. Like, they went down to 1 health, and I was like, wait, no, that's not the tank? And then I realized it was, but I didn't register that my Tetra didn't go off. So I thought, oh, I don't have to worry about that, but no, I did. And go over the sheet. Does that always wake up too? Because I feel like I've seen it wake up none of them before, and I don't remember the circumstances. I'm surprised I managed to keep the red mage up, though. That was fucking skin of my teeth. It's always unreadable to me. Yeah, I feel like I've done it enough to be like, oh yeah, you drag it over to the animals you want. But I swear the way it actually is set up is to always hit 2 of them? Oh, I didn't press shuffle on the playlist. That's alright. Paradise Killer's soundtrack's killer. Heh. Didn't mean for that to be a pun, but hey, I'll take it. Is that better than what I've got? Oh, no, definitely not. Someone in the party is dreading the next boss. Do people really not like this boss? I guess it's kind of uninteresting in the fact that you don't get to hit your buttons, but, like... then again, for repeat visits, I kind of wish it was a bit harder. It's not very popular. I think I like the idea of it, but I guess it does get... There isn't much to improve on once you've got the mechanics down, because, like, you're not pressing buttons, which, yeah, is fair. That was, I'm gonna have to start putting, a flatus on my bars. So I can see the GCD cycle going. In fact, yeah, I'm gonna do that now. Because I currently don't have a reference for the GCD rolling, and it's actually fucking with me when I, try and go from a instant to a OGCD into another instant. Like, I don't know where the line is. Yippee! No. Oh. Bro, why? Oh. What? No. To box, not Bok BRC. I love doing that. Hi, Catherine. Yeah, I like this dungeon too. I understand it probably gets boring for people who have, like, done it over and over again, but, like... I like a very mechanical, intense fight, especially when I can do silly shit like actually, like that little last bit where you get dragged to the center, and there's an outer hit, and then the, like, smaller golems all sweep inside. There's like a second after the outer one goes off that you can step in, and it will, Actually, I just realized there's a better one for me to put in here, because I think that's on... Yeah, that's on the GCD. I probably want to keep track of that one. Feels so cool when I perfect it. Yeah, exactly. I think I've just ran it way too many times. Here's going from Omni. Yeah, and to be fair, it's not even really... for normal content, even, it's not really that hard. But also, like... Yeah, it's definitely nothing. It's definitely not really, challenging. Like, if you do Savage raiding at all, it's probably a huge... Well, even if you do extremes to some degree, I feel like it's a bit of a snooze fest. Oh, wow. I'm really surprised the Red Mage didn't get hit there. Really need to add to this playlist. I keep forgetting to do it. I like this song, but it's a bit too calm. And then we went right to stressful. Nice. Do you have any people that buff? Oh, I don't know. Do you have Emboldened by this point? I don't think I've seen it go off, so... Just getting wings? Yep. actually, no. Anything else I can... Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, and that wasn't better than my earrings, because I used the leveling ones. Is there anything on me that's, like, super low? I think all of it's, like, artifact stuff. Yeah. Yay. Oh. That's a bit loud. Also, not really dungeon music. It's the same thing again. That'll do. Yeah. No Doma Castle yet. It's also a tad loud. Sure, Embolden is a 50-60 button? Oh. Was I just blind? I don't think I saw a single Embolden go off. Because I feel like I would have noticed it and hit Presence of Mind, but... Oh. That's all good. While we wait for that, I could probably just finish off the fucking hunting log. Umbra. Yeah, we can go there. Western. So, okay, obviously I'm not at, like, level 80 or 90 for White Mage, but, like, I don't find it terribly compelling at the moment. And I think the reason is that it's very reactive, and there isn't much planning to do. And because of that, it really only feels, I guess, it really only feels like, I'm pushing myself to think and do things better when things are going to shit. And, like, I've said before that, like, that is kind of, that is what I enjoy, or when I enjoy Healer the most, is when things are going to shit. But I feel like it's more skewed in that direction for White Mage specifically. Just because their kit is, like, mostly pure healing. I guess I did get this, didn't I? Where would I put you? Yeah. Yeah, I think that makes sense. You can sit in the center there. Yeah, while it's stressful, when things are getting intense, it's funner. Yeah, but, like, I feel like that's to the detriment of White Mage that is better to play under those circumstances, because it's even more boring when it's not, if that makes sense. Like, with Sage and Scholar, just because of the nature of shields, you can prepare for things, so you think ahead, and you go, I see an AoE cast coming up. Throw out a shield. Do I want to throw a DR with this as well? What resources do I have to throw a DR? You're automatically engaging with those things, whereas with White Mage, it's just, which of my 7 healing buttons do I hit? Done. And, like, to be fair, you get more compelling things later on, like, essentially a horoscope, an AoE, or AoE Lily, which, sure. Aquaveil, which does, like, what do you call it? Is a DR. And then Liturgy, which is basically Panheimer, but just healing? and place down on the ground. So, like, there's a little bit of planning with, like, Asylum and things like that, but I think, like, the majority of it is just incredibly reactive, and I don't find that particularly compelling. Which is funny, because, like, I feel like my favorite, my favorite DPS specs are the ones you can actually improvise on. Well, actually, no. In WoW, my favorite, specs were, the ones that you did need to be... Well, no. Actually, no. That's not true. The ones that I liked the most were the ones that, had the most, like, planning. Am I stupid? Did I miss those? Because, like, I played a lot of Warlock, which you had Destruction, which had very gradual resource generation, and the whole point was to heap all of your good spells into windows where you could. Damaging windows where you could. Which, you know, that might just seem like a build and burn kind of thing. But in WoW, because there's a lot more minor damage increases at random intervals, there's more opportunity for you to go, oh, well, I'm not capped on resources now, but I know I'll be capped in so many casts, so it's actually better for me to dump in this window than it is for me to save up, because I know things will... Yeah. And that sort of planning bit, rotationally, was really compelling to me, and I think, now that I think about it, I thought there was less of a connection between the two before. But no, I think it's actually... there is a bigger connection than I realized. Because, yeah, like, shield healing in general, you want to be planning ahead. A lot of the DPSs I like, you have to pay attention to your GCD. So Samurai, for example, setting up into your burst is really important, because you need to set up your Sen badges and your combo into a good spot to go into... to, like, hit a certain attack, then use your free Sen builders. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, all to say, like, I'm not gonna say... I want this to be clear. I'm not saying White Mage is bad, I just do not find it compelling at all. For Astro when I'm not doing Shield Healer, because I get to play with cards. Like, I like Astro too. Like, a lot of the, like, time mechanics that it deals with, I find, like, really interesting. Again, it kind of works into planning. Whereas, like, I feel like White Mage, it's just like, you look at what buttons you haven't pressed, okay. I feel it's just like, pick two of your big heal, and that's kind of... Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, mostly because it is just pure healing. So yeah, yeah. Wait, is this the right... Oh no, yeah, no, this is the right place. To be a smooth experience for general FF tourists. Yeah, probably. It's like, yeah, okay. Go and... Yeah, so... Oh, this mechanic hit. Press this button. Oh, you slipped up and missed this mechanic. Well, or someone messed up a mechanic. Well, just hit this button now. Yeah, it's just a lot of buttons that solve the same problem. And because of that, you don't have to think a lot about how you're pressing buttons as much. Like, I'm sure that's not the case as much in Savage content, right? Like, in more difficult content, you do need to really think about those things regardless. But I guess I find the interconnection of all of those pieces less interesting because they're kind of more of the same, more or less. And you see, like, more interesting things creeping into White Mage's kit in the higher levels. And I think it's mostly because there is only so many times you can just give the White Mage's ability that heals a shitload. Like, they have the ultimate ability that heals a shitload in Benediction, which just full heals someone. Like, there's only so many variations that you could do with that. Pop the Benny. Just hit Benny. I'll be honest, I don't hit Benediction as much as I probably should. Lark's Call, Sylphlands. Oh, here somewhere. I guess yeah, like, it's just, I think this has made me appreciate why I like the other healers more, and it's because there is more to them than just hit the heal button. I don't know fucking why, but that came out in my head a lot like hit the slay button. Just heal. You have 7 buttons that all just heal people. Whereas like that's like, and I think the thing that strikes me the most about it is that just a direct heal is such a luxury for the other healers. Like, using the 15-second cooldown ability to convert shields into healing for Scholar, the ability to cash out existing shields for healing with Sage, and then just, like, essential dignity for Astro. None of them have really good ways of just healing a shitload at the drop of a hat. And I think that makes them more compelling to me. Like, to be fair, like, I imagine there are people who don't like engaging with that shit and find the mostly reactive playstyle of White Mage a lot more compelling. And there is value to that, for sure. I've just never really been a big fan of reactive kind of specs in this kind of game. Like White Mage isn't this, but the ones I always go back to in my head in WoW are the ones that, like, deal with a shitload of procs, and I'm just like, bro, I could not... Like, I do not fucking care. This feels like I'm in the lottery. And it's one of the reasons why Legion's version of Destruction Warlock was one of the worst until they actually fixed it. Like, I cannot believe they took a spec that was, oh, here is a resource you are constantly building over time, where every single one of your actions adds a little pip, and they all cascade into big moments of power, or big moments of big damage. And they turn that into a literal slot machine. There was one ability you could get to guarantee them, and otherwise it was entirely random. Ugh. Just no fucking... Like, it... Honestly, because when they did that, they unified the resources for Affliction, Demonology, and Destruction, and it feels like they were just too lazy to come up with something the way that Destruction Warlock would work in that scenario, and they just didn't do anything about it. Like, legit, it just straight up feels like that. It's pretty bad. Speaking of pretty bad, add another dungeon to that. See if that speeds it up a bit. I am curious what the Astro rework is going to look like. Also, maybe I should level Dragoon to 90 and get a taste of that before it changes. Something I always like looking at is, like, why things change. So, like, even with WoW, I do keep up with, like, some, like, class design discussions and stuff like that, because I'm always interested to see, like, the reasoning behind changes. Because I think it's a neat exercise in game design. Yeah, this is... whatever. Playlist likes Paradise Killer tonight. Alright, where are we going? I have a theory they're also generally changing Dragoon to be straightforward for general FF tourists. Which is funny, because I feel like Dragoon... Is Dragoon straightforward? See, I wanna say no. There's definitely one thing that's unintuitive about Dragoon, and that's the way you use fucking line AoE on a cooldown that feeds the life of the dragon. Like, from what I understand, if you wanted to optimize your damage in that job, you delay your first use of that to line up with your minute, because if you use it in opener, the powerful part of it lines up every 30 at 30 seconds and every minute after, which is just off burst. I don't think getting there is intuitive. No. I would say it's straightforward once you understand the combo Ouroboros and how to sync your jump and Mirage Dive stuff. Yeah, there is a lot of balancing with that, which... Yeah, I want to try and get a better handle of it. Maybe just as stream fodder So, part of the reason I'm streaming this as A is I was honestly torn on what I wanted to play after Metal Gear Rising, and I went, fuck it. I'll give myself a filler day. I haven't done that in ages. Well, I haven't done that in ages when fuck, I'm running around in circles again. Earth's Gift. No, I was going in the right direction. I haven't done that when it hasn't been like an emergency of, uh-oh, plans went to shit. And I think if I want to, like, be more consistent, I should be giving myself, like... Really? I can't? Okay, thank you. I should be giving myself more opportunity to just go, you know what, I'll just play this today. One more. Western Inertia. Sure. Hearthstone. Oh, good. But yeah, like, I think there's probably some things about Dragoon that are unintuitive, just from me touching it myself, but, yeah, I guess I'm just... I don't see what they do with it other than simplify it. Like, for Astro, for example, I can see that they might lean away from the cards, and they might lean more into the, time aspects. Or they could lean more into the cards and make that more, like, of a core thing, but, like, managed in a different way. They'll probably put the jumps on the GCD. Are there any jumps on the GCD at the moment? I don't think there are. Okay, fuck it. I'm looking this one up. No, they're all off GCD, aren't they? Yeah, even the jump that leads into the Mirage Dive thing. No, not Mirage Dive. What the... No, yeah, Mirage Dive. It's the one where you send out a dragon that leaps in your place. That is off GCD, I'm pretty sure. Hunter hunting log. I'm not looking for this bastard. I remember Hearthstone being a fucking pain in the ass every time we go here. Sea Wasp. Yeah, 14, 17. Like, the way this place is actually laid out, in terms of the literal naming of the areas, is so annoying. Honestly, I feel like it would be funner if they lean into more of the timing stuff for Asp, but that's view of a very casual player. Can't wait for the Star Diver to be a 2-minute CD GCD. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, newest girl. Like, oh, sorry, Catherine. I like Astro's, like, timing, planning elements. Again, as I've kind of laid out, I like that in all of them, so, yeah. Alright, how spicy are we getting? Oh, this person has Alpha Legends, so I'm gonna go ahead and guess we're gonna get pretty spicy with this one. Yeah, we sure are. Buddy. Oh. Oh, the samurai said oh as well. It's like, huh? What? Holy, your cast time. Real top gamer, yeah. I know this is kind of petty, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm really not a fan of that Mog. Or, sorry, of that Glamour. Like, the blue shield with the, like, red ring is just like, oh. Gamer who has been topped. Hey, we don't know that. They could have been the one doing the topping, let's be real. Okay, you don't have divine... You don't have your immunity. So... yeah, lay out a few of these. Oh, god damn it. I'm gonna get hit by that, yeah. This is the fucking sturdiest paladin Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, that last paladin wasn't really, using their block CD? Tank's the bottom as well, but I thought we established this. You don't know if they played tank in top. I'm a switch, thank you very much. I'm a tank main tonight. Yeah? Uh-huh. Go on. Share with the class. Oh, God. Oh, no. Fuck it, Benny. That was definitely unnecessary, but I was like, eh. It's a free full heal and I don't need to think. I think that's the thing that makes me, like, not like White Mage that much, is, like, there's been in more casual settings, because obviously you're using your CDs much more regimented in high-level settings, but the fact that I can just hit a button to go, now your health is full, or another button to go, now your health is full again. Yeah. Probably the bottomest bottom of the bottom. No comment. I wouldn't know. It's probably why I play both tank and healer. I mean, I play, like, everything. I picked up Samurai to start doing Savage. Because I wanted to turn my hand at melee. So I've been all, like, I truly have been all around the place. Not in high-level content, though. I still haven't played, like, I still haven't played tank or healer in, like, extremes or anything like that, so... not quite there, but... Done a few extremes as tank and healer, but never savage. Yeah, I'm sticking to DPS. Plus, like, funnily enough, in my group, or in my static, rather, healer in particular, I think, is kind of fought over a little bit. Oh, I just refreshed that when I shouldn't have. Whatever. It's fine. I will only play tank and monk in high difficulty stuff. Fair. Yeah, I'm actually really digging Samurai in Savage. Like I said, I kind of like the GCD puzzle. GCD spell speed puzzle. Or skill speed, rather. I like it a lot. Though, like, when you get... I feel like I'm at the point where I'm, like, micromanaging it too much, and that's where I'm like, you know what, I could probably just stick with that and be fine forever. Like, it's probably not gonna get me, you know, passing, but I don't really give a shit about that. I care about being consistent. Oh. Samurai got nipped. Really, do you understand how mechanics work? Yeah, really. You can definitely tell who hasn't got it down by the way they handle that trailing mechanic. That's always the one that gets people. Got hit by someone else's circles. Yeah, well, we're trying to... You just were walking around, bro. Like, what do you want? You were following behind someone. Thing. One of these days, that is going to get me killed. I know it. The duty support NPCs run around the perimeter, so I think it teaches people opposite of how we all used to do it. Really? Huh. Oh, that sucks. Oh, man, that's gonna teach people... Oh, that's... Actually, that's a good question. So, like, there probably is a commonly accepted way of doing that mechanic, right? Just put together by players. I guess the question is, like, should that be the one the duty support ones do? Because, A, I can, like, just off the top of my head, I can definitely see there being the possibility of, what do you call it? I can definitely see there being the possibility of implementation issues. Like, and handling that, like, too specific to the... I mean, I guess... I don't know how they're scripting the NPCs to do that stuff. So, like, what like, and that fight in particular, you could probably do some fancier... What the... Bro, come on. Big balls. Like, slight delay in the AI starting mechanics might make the perimeter run necessary. Yeah, and I guess, like, if you just don't understand how the mechanic is... Yeah, that's definitely the difference between someone who understands how the mechanic works and someone who just knows the strategy. Like, that is the equivalent of, I know I stand here, and that is why I do the thing. Whereas, like, in content that's not Ultimates, you can improvise if you fuck up to some degree. Oh, shit. Hold on. But, like, realistically, so long as you understand that you can't be behind a person, like, that mechanic should be self-explanatory. But, again, it's the difference between someone understanding how that mechanic works and someone only knowing the strat. Because if someone, you know, in Party Finder just does something different, or, sorry, if someone in Duty Roulette does something different, and you don't adjust to that, or understand what to do in that case, like, the samurai was walking towards me and around the arena, and I just, like, maneuvered around him, because I understood what was going to happen if I just followed the path I was usually going through. Similarly, me and the Paladin were running into each other, but we were all doing the pizza bit, which meant that we knew neither of us were going to run into each other, and that meant that we could actually run side by side, and there's just no issue with that. I mean, like, to be very clear, there's nothing wrong with, like, not knowing how that works, but it's just, it's a really great example of, like, the difference in kind of, like, understanding. Probably should use a Lily there instead. Oh, someone's confused. Come on, bud. Run out of there for me. Oh, that didn't quite work, did it? It's funny, we're actually, like, in terms of DPS, we're actually, like, doing really well. It's just, I think the Samurai is just, like, unfamiliar with the mechanics. Because otherwise, they're doing pretty fucking good. Why did I... Oh, I hit fucking Venison instead of the Lily. Oh, whatever. Like, with that one, it comes just after the towers, right? So you already split up more or less anyway, so the pizza makes more sense, because otherwise you have to move more to set up running around the arena. Yeah, exactly. Like, and to be fair, like, I always step back because I want to kind of get an idea for what everyone's going to be doing. Oh, sure. I'm not going to let the comm go to waste. What the fuck is that sword? I don't think I've seen that one before. Shiva's Diamond Katana. Ah. Oh, it's probably one of the fancy trial ones, right? Yeah. Right. Did I hit? No, I didn't. Sad. Well, we're about to finish the hunting log, at least. Should probably take a break in a second. My voice is actually a little rough. Which makes sense, because I did get really mad at Elden Ring last night, so... yeah. That would definitely track. Yippee! It's done. God, what do I do now? Actually... what I should do is also cash in some of the gear I've been getting. Load last night. Yeah. It's just one of those things where I get hit by the same ability every time, and it just kills me. It's the combination of those two things that just, like, yeah. Completely destroyed me. Oh my god, Luca's playing Warframe? What? Hello? That came up as a joke, and Luca was like, nah, that won't happen. And I mean, fuck it. Might as well give it a shot, I guess. Alright. Oh, I haven't put up the now playing thing. Jesus Christ. I haven't got that set up and everything. Oh yeah, we'll listen to this. I wish I knew what that high percussion instrument is, because it honestly sounds like chopsticks on, like, a metal bowl or something. And I would bet money that it is an actual instrument. I'm just... well, it could also be a bell, actually. Just, like, one that's kind of, like, got something stopping it from vibrating, so you just get the tinny sound. Yeah, what the fuck do I do now? Could do some botany. Actually, that reminds me, I need to replace a bunch of my shit for botanist. Yeah, fuck it, we'll do some of that while we're waiting. Where am I? 61. That's Stormblood? Right? I'm guessing that's where I'd get some gear. At some point, I want to do like a well, I feel like it'd be fun to do like a tier list of all the job quests and class quests and see how they all stack up. Probably need to go to the market. Because I think the only 3 that I haven't done on stream is Red Mage, Warrior, and Bard? I think? It sounds about right. Ouch, but it's true. Paladin's just... yeah, Paladin's like F tier. That has... no, honestly, that has its own tier. Paladin is just so fucking bad. Dark Knight has its own tier, because, I mean, for real. Tradecraft Primary. Oh. Am I stupid? I might be stupid. Oh, Fieldcraft, there we go. I was stupid, in fact. Yep. There should be also scythes. Yeah, there we go. Paladin, who let them cook tier. Yeah, really. Get out of the kitchen, you can't cook for Paladin, and get back in the kitchen because you could cook off for... yeah. Like, there's no... this isn't often the case, right? Someone can get elevated to writing more story for a video game or team or whatever, not through their own merit, but just, like, that happens to be the best, the logical thing to do in terms of, like, seniority, regardless of quality or anything like that, right? But I think it speaks a lot that Ishikawa got where she is, specifically because, of her, no, not Tradecraft, you asshole. Because of the Dark Knight writing. Like, it's not always a good metric to go off, but I feel fairly confident going, yeah, no, that, yeah, 100%. That tracks. Also wrote my favorite bit of 2.0. Oh, that's right, yeah. Yeah, like, she's obviously written more than just the, Dark Knight questline, but, yeah. Oh, this is gonna make my inventory a fucking pain when I come back to it, but fuck it. Oh, wow, that's actually the first one that's looked like an outfit. I guess because they're all level 61, to be fair, but... Do not like this bit, though. Kind of wish that was all one thing. And the road quests. Oh, yeah, that's right! Went differently. Yeah, that... Oh, it's gonna be so interesting to talk about the situations in which, in which the class and job quests differ. We needed 68 for the next quest, right? Yeah. If you start on expert deliveries, you can get some scripting pretty nifty set. Class to job handoffs went smoothly in some cases. Yeah, there's a couple I feel would be really interesting to talk about. Obviously, Gladiator Paladin. Obviously, Rogue and Ninja. One I would actually really like to talk about in that scenario is Lancer to Dragoon. Because I feel like there is an interesting change there that's not like a super big change in quality, but it's more like, it's more a change in focus that I feel leads them down roads that gives Dragoon less interesting storytelling. But yeah, that would be a lot of fun. I feel like I want to get someone on that stream to bounce off of, though. Because it's not the kind of thing that I feel... Like, tier list... So I've done a tier list once on stream before, and it was Uchikoshi versus characters, or AI the Somnium Files and Zero Escape characters with Mina and Luca. And I feel the reason those were interesting is when we actually got to talking about them. Like, not anything to do with the actual rankings, but more just all of the discussion that came out of that. Beach Branch, Girabania East End. Oh, wow. Right outside Kashmorians. Not, I like the progression of the themes of the Lance Quest to Estinian's arc, but not all of his arc was in the job quests. Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest, I feel like it shouldn't have been about Estinian after that. He's in the fucking MSQ. Like, give... You know, the female Dragoon who is in a far more interesting situation than Estinian, given her powers are kind of fucked, and she doesn't have the protection or the training that Estinian does. You know that character that they ended up fridging? Yeah. No, who wants to see her? God, that still pisses me off. Would I need 10 of these? Oh my god, really? Yeah, I don't know. That shit really annoys me. Like, I kind of expect it to some extent in some stories. Like, I'm not expecting it to always be, oh, yep, no, she actually got the thing at the end of the day. Or a character who is otherwise, like... Not like the fan favorite or anything like that, getting benched. So, like, obviously this happens to female characters a lot, but I feel like it does happen to other characters too. And I kind of expect that to happen broadly. And I'm probably going to expect it to happen to female characters more. But the rate at which it happens in this game, probably shouldn't surprise me given how many quest lines there actually are and how many people are writing them. Like, they are essentially just writing more stories, so there are more stories in this game than there would otherwise be. But at the same time, god fucking damn it, can we not have a character that we see in that scenario that doesn't actually get out on top for once? Getting benched. Yeah. Which is a shame, because I feel like the reason people don't like Lise is primarily because of how her story was handled. Which means that the thing to do there would be to do a 5.4 and actually kind of think about, like, how we got into that scenario in the first place. I don't have anything that gives me, like, GP back, do I? No, it'd probably have already lit up if I did. I can't remember how this shit works. I really should do the quest line for this at some point, because, like, are you fucking... Oh, okay, there we go. I think I got 9? Yes. But yeah, Lise got shafted. And in my opinion, she's the victim of one of the worst narrative designs in the entire game, where the reason that Conrad picks her is relegated to an optional dialogue bit instead of the fucking point of the lead up to Conrad dying. Like, why? Why would you do that? Shits me to this day. I will die mad about that. Oh, I should have turned off... Fuck. Can I can't cancel that. Oh, I got nothing out of it. Yippee! So mad. Gotta give more screen time to Xenos and build up as a hate crush. No, that's not... I don't think that's the place that you take story out of, though. I feel like there's a lot of setup. Like, I feel like this is the kind of stuff that could have been interwoven into the lead up to the assault on that place. I don't think you have to, like, spend or not spend time elsewhere. You just have to give a shit enough about that lead up to actually write that in. I don't know. Well, it is the hate boner. Like, let's be honest. Well, I mean, no. There are lots of reasons you can like and dislike Xenos. For example, one of the reasons I like him as a character is one of the reasons I fucking despise him. And, yeah. Each according to his need. I'm sorry? Karl Marx being quoted in... Wait, no. Is that Marx? Yeah, no. I'm pretty sure that is. Yeah. That's funny. Stormblood being split into Alamigo and Othard was a mistake in hindsight, I think. I don't know if I agree entirely. Hang on. What white mage level am I at? Fuck it. I'm just gonna do a goddamn... It's gonna be boring, but I'm just gonna do a fucking... Yeah, there we go. I don't know if that was the problem. I just think the Alamigo section was particularly poor in terms of actually... Like, I don't know for sure, but it definitely felt like it was relying on Doma to build up to Alamigo, whereas I feel like Doma had, like, a very well-isolated arc that did lead into Alamigo, but didn't build on the things Alamigo needed to build on to sell their bit, and so Alamigo just kind of happened. I don't really know how else to explain it, but that's probably the closest I've got. It just feels like Alamigo was kind of phoning it in. Like, and the sad thing is that there are great moments with Lise, like, after the fact, but it feels like the aftermath of Conrad's death was pretty good. Especially, like, examining, like, Lisa's relationship with her father, and just, like, Alamigan history and stuff like that in general. It was mostly just the war campaign and the push to the capital. But and the problem is that, like, there was fertile ground outside of that they just didn't take advantage of. Which I think is actually the biggest issue. Is just, you had a lot more stuff you could do here, and you rushed through it because you knew where you were headed, and you spent a lot of time there, but you didn't prop up one of the key points of moving to that. Well, yes and no. I feel like, again, Alamigo kind of sped through the oppression side of things, but I don't think it didn't... I think it did it in a confronting way that the speed at which it happened was actually, like, good. Or, like, at least I can see value in it being done that way. But, oh, fuck, I lost my train of thought. But it didn't, yeah, like, FF14 is at its best when it lets the story breathe and, like, sits down and actually examines the state of the characters and why they're thinking the things they do before moving on to then actually capitalize on your understanding of that. And it just didn't feel like they put in the time they needed for that particular bit. Which is a shame, because it could have been really good, and especially with people, like, anticipating, oh my god, we're gonna get to Alamigo. For that to be the worst part of the story, I imagine stings a lot more than the fact that it was split up. Yeah, exactly, and that's why Lisa's character arc suffers, because rather than having Conrad really lay out why Lise is actually the best person to lead after him, and not having, well, and just not really dwelling on that much, we miss out on so much interesting character that could have happened. And much like my opinion of Werlit, I feel like bad writing aside, the real shame of that is that I don't think there's much opportunity to re-explore that. It's just done. Like, you can't go back and try and re-examine Gaius. You can't go back and try and re-examine Lise in that leadership role, because she's now been in that role. If we post hoc try and examine it, we're examining it from her in the position she's been in for years, which, like, feels trite or dumb in some circumstances. I just feel like there was much more to comment on how the Alamiga resistors were fighting and never existed before. Yeah. 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 And at least being someone removed from the pain of living in Alamigo enabled her to lead people to that future. Well, so I think there was a good way to actually demonstrate that both things are needed. That, like, you do need people who have lived in that pain and people who haven't. Because, unfortunately, Lise just coming in and being like, well, I haven't been oppressed before, isn't really compelling to me, or I don't think is a really good, like, examination of that. And we basically got the cut-down version of both. And ironically, the best examination of that entirely that we get is in fucking Doma. When Lise and Hien are captured together, they have a discussion about, like, being shoved into leadership roles at a very young age. And, like, Lise, you know, talks about the fact that, like, Hien seems so much more put together in that way. And, you know, they have this long discussion about, like, what it actually means to be a leader, and the kind of, like, shitty circumstances that there is therein, especially being so young. And it like, the fact that the only bit of setup for that entire thing feels like it's in Doma, when we're literally leading up to the death of Conrad in Alamigo, feels shit. Like, I'm sorry, but Doma is not just set up for Alamigo. It deserves its time in the sun too, and like, as much as I don't really put much stock in the fact that it was split in two, maybe the fact that you're leaning or expecting Doma to actually do the legwork there means you shouldn't be exploring Doma? Like, if you're not, like, one of two things happens here. Either Alamigo doesn't get the time of day, or Doma doesn't get the time of day. And both are bad. So, like, that's, like, the one bit where I'm like, yeah, the split was probably a mistake, if only because you don't have the time to do both of those well. Or, you don't have the time to do both of those well without a very deft hand. And, don't think the Alamigan section had a particularly deft hand. Don't really touch on it at all after being brought up in the start of Alamigo before Doma. Yeah. I think the Garlemald story is a less severe version of it. I don't agree. I think there was a far more interesting and intimate examination of the state of Garlemald in its broken state than there could have been in its complete state. Because in its complete state, it does not engage with Eorzea. Like, it just doesn't. And then you just get what we've gotten before. Like, some people have said, I've seen that, like, opinion being bandied around, and I just, like, every explanation I hear of it just makes me think, like, no, I really don't think it would make sense for that to actually happen. The fact of the matter is that, like, the Populares, like, the only reason the Populares were actually given any clout was specifically to facilitate Elidibus's plan to undermine relationships with Doma. Like, they're not taken seriously, so far as we know, and maybe that's where people take issue, where, like, it seems like the Populares were, nominally at least, had some political sway, but not enough to actually really get anything changed or done. But yeah, no, I don't think I agree, but I will say that, like, it's still a shame we don't see Garlemald as, like, it was at its height. Like, we don't ever experience that. But I don't think you get as compelling a narrative out of that than you do in this state. Like, I feel like it'd just be Stormblood all over again. Like, we primarily interface mostly with the army, because the army is so well equipped that, like, it's not going to let us anywhere near the civilians. So we don't get the inside of the civilian populace nearly as easily, which means that we miss an entire aspect of Garlemald that is just hidden behind propaganda and fascistic expansion. So we don't see how all of this has affected the populace. And the contrivances to actually get us into a position where we can actually see that, I feel is, like, so much narrative work that it's not worth it. Almost everything in Stormblood is... 14 is Stormblood? No. Shadowbringers isn't Stormblood. Endwalker isn't Stormblood. No, I don't agree with that at all. And I think that's, honestly, I think that's one of the strengths of Endwalker. Like, as much as it would have been cool to actually explore, like, Garlemald as a living society, I just don't see how you actually do that narratively, given, like, the state of their politics and their armies? 2.0 is Stormblood its own thing, 5.5 to level 83 MSQ. It's 5.5. Wait, isn't 5.5 like fighting Fandaniel and getting the... No, I don't. It's building off the back. No, I don't know if you're joking, newest girl, but I think that's super reductive. Like incredibly reductive. Like, you can't... Like, Stormblood is not just FF14 politics. That... Like, it's an explicit engagement only with the armies of Garlemald. It's popular meme at the tail end of Shadowbringers. I think that meme sucks. More because I just don't think there's actually a believable basis for it. Like, at no point in my consideration of that was I thinking, oh, maybe... No. Nah. But I guess, like, yeah, I don't know. People were jokingly calling EW Stormblood 2 before we knew the scope of what was coming. Yeah, funny that. Like, there's a lot of people going, oh my god, Dawn Trail, here's Stormblood again. And it's like, fucking what? Well, no, okay. Now, to be fair, I think I actually saw the origin tweet of that meme, and that person was like, that person specifically, I think they go by Star on Twitter. They were talking about how the level of discourse around the politics of Dawn Trail is going to be Stormblood 2.0 in terms of very bad readings of shit that's going on. Or, yeah, it was less that the content of the expansion was going to be Stormblood 2, but more that the engagement with it was going to be Stormblood 2. Which, that feels a bit more reasonable. But I feel like a lot of people extrapolated that into, oh, so you're telling me it's going to be, the game is going to be Stormblood. It's like, no, that's not what the original thing was. And that also wasn't disparaging Stormblood. It was specifically disparaging the people who engage with Stormblood in a way that's, like, really inept, I would say, is a good word for that. Yeah. That's always a rare thing to be, like, at the like, having seen the origin point of some, like, really dumb discourse going on, is, like, going, like, seeing the tweet, and then a day later seeing people going, people are saying Dawntrail's gonna be Stormblood, and I'm like, wait, did they get that idea from... No. No, come on, they didn't They did. I like Stormblood more than Heavensward as a complete package, personally. I can't not love Stormblood to some degree because of 4.3. Yeah, Heavensward was 3.x. I can't not. Yotsuyu is, like, golden. Like, that's peak 14 to me. Or analogous to peak 14, not necessarily the peak. And in hindsight, I like Stormblood more than I did when I was going through it, and I think people latch on to the negatives of it and just declare it to be shit a bit too readily, which is definitely, like, a broader problem with, like, video game discourse and shit, but how do I feel about that compared to Heavensward? No, I think I like Heavensward more. Like, between Horsefall, Ysel, Estinian, and Emmerich. I think I like Heavensward more. Because, like, the missteps that Stormblood makes are things that make me, like, really annoyed. like fumbling Lisa's character development. So in some ways, like, and yeah, and that's not to say that, like, Stormblood doesn't hit higher highs, but the things that annoy me about Stormblood are, like, non-insignificant to the point that I'm like, yeah, no. I'm including the full content packets here. Yes, and that's something I want to keep in mind going forward whenever I'm talking about stuff like this, especially when people are talking about broad kind of like, broad statements on the quality of Expansion X or whatever, because how you were experiencing that is very important. Because from what I hear, battle content-wise, yeah, Stormblood was kind of peak. Shadowbringers was definitely still good, and Endwalker's had numerous problems that aren't just amount of content, right? But that's important context, because there are people who will, like, listen to what Newest Girl just said and say, you're insane, there is no way Heavensward is better than Stormblood. And in some situations, those people will be talking past Newest Girl. They'll be thinking only of the story, only of the side content as it is, and not something you engaged with like it was a current tier, and will just say, nah, that's stupid. And the funny thing is, I went through a game recently where I had the same problem, and it's Warframe. I feel like there's a lot of design decisions, both narratively and mechanically, to that game that assume you have been around for a while, or you have done as much side content grinding, filling out your arsenal and stuff like that, as you should have before you approach the next story. Because I would put money on the fact that some of the worst experience I've had in that game are down to I didn't have items or levels in this thing that would have made the combat smoother here. Like, 100%. And that's important context, right? So when I would say things like, oh, the sacrifice is the best quest in the entire game, my experience might have explicitly been marred by the fact that I either ran into things that were unintuitive to someone who hasn't played the game as long up to that point as other people, or would have been bad to play because I was just undergeared and the game didn't check me or account for that. There's a lot of shit like that that's just, like, really hard to pare down. And if there's anything I don't know if I want to make, like, a huge living online or make huge impacts in terms of, like, you know, talking about video games and stuff like that. I may just be happy to sit in my own little bubble with, like, the 10 or 15 people that'll listen to me and just, like, discuss shit, you know? But if there's one thing I would want to do, it's, like, please step back and think about why people have the opinions they do. Just hearing the result and making assumptions about how they got there because it has to align with your experience with it is never going to enable good discourse. It's only going to be shit. 3.x Diadem was a fucking disaster. From what I hear, content-wise, Heavensward was actually, like, atrocious. Like, almost killed the raid scene. The casual content a la Eureka was dog shit and was revised multiple times until they got it into a decent state. Eureka is my favorite version of Field Ops, but dear god, was it so much better than Old Diadem and Older Diadem? Yeah. I hear that was pretty bad. Yeah, and it's just something that's just kind of lost in a lot of discussion. And it's hard to have that discussion over things like social media, but I feel like that's kind of the reason you shouldn't be having broad things like that. Diadem 1.0 was only accessible if you had a free company airship. Oh god! No, you know what, newest girl? It's funny you bring that up. There is an exact corollary to that in Warframe. Actually, sorry. A parallel. Because it's not a piece of content you can do. So, if you join a clan in Warframe, you have access, you can gain access to their dojo. And the dojo has, like, research projects, so you can get blueprints for weapons, warframes, all that kind of shit. It's real good. Should be in a clan if you can. But, to access the stuff in the dojo, you need to be able to enter the dojo. And to enter the dojo, you need to build a key. The key blueprint is automatically added to your inventory, I think, once you go into are part of a clan. And you need to build it like any other warframe, weapon, or anything like that. And it takes 12 hours. Not 12 hours of game time, like, you set it to build, and 12 hours later it will be done. To access your clan's dojo, that is, without a doubt, okay, so there's multiple points where something like this happens, where, like, hey, build this thing, and it's basically time-gating content so it lasts a bit longer, or in some cases it makes sure that some people can't just blitz through it, because the kind of person who plays Warframe probably plays it a fucking lot on content drop. Although, I would argue that in a lot of those, in 99% of those circumstances, it doesn't fucking matter, because other people's strength doesn't impact you other than your ability to work with them. And even then, that's not a problem. But, regardless, there are multiple times I've ran into a situation where I'm like, hang on, how old is this content? 6 years old. And I have to arbitrarily wait 12 hours to access this thing that I am way past the year on, in both time and content. Why? What does the 12 hours do? And I'll tell you what it does. It pushes you to try and pay platinum, premium currency, to get past the time gate.
Only a man of power can rightly steer the course of civilization. And in this land of creeping mendacity, that one truth will prove itself.
New players starting Island Sanctuary in 8.x. Time gates are pure evil. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think much of the monetization in Warframe when I started the game. I think it's actively like one of the worst I've encountered.
It is only right that I should take your realm.
Like
None among you
ever present, ever present, ever felt, always in your face, and obscuring free like content gotten currency options in some cases. It's bad. It's like I've had criticism of Path of Exile and the way it's monetized things, because I think there are, like, depending on how you look at it, it has play to win elements, because you can have like bigger inventory or bigger stash space, which means you can sell more shit, which means you can potentially have a bigger impact on the trade market. But that's alleviated by the fact that, like, you can't, like, literally buy currency or progress in the game, like, outside of, you know, trying to break TOS and real money trade. But Warframe is built around that being a thing, and it's always a thing. And like when I go to my inventory to see what Warframe, or sorry, when I go to select my Warframe in my, like, loadout, I don't just see the Warframes I own. I see the Warframes I don't own. And you know what's on the UI whenever you see those? It's the platinum cost. It is constantly reminding you that you don't have something, and you could just fix that with a little platinum. Now, to be fair, Warframe does have the ability to trade items with players, and that can only be done with platinum, which has its own issues, but at the very least, it gives people some option to play entirely free if you want to just, like, kind of mindlessly grind relics and get prime pieces, like, stuff that people actually want. So, you can get around it, but the problem is they're shoving discounts and stuff like that at you all the time. Or, not all the time, but ever so often. They've always got the platinum price on literally everything. They've got vendors who have specific parts of their inventory that is entirely, you can shortcut getting this resource by just paying platinum. Like, I thought Path of Exiles was bad in so much as how much money you get for what you put in and the particular things you can buy. I did not realize how bad it was on free-to-play PC. I genuinely did not realize. And it makes me thankful that I didn't get into things like Lost Ark, or I didn't get into Warframe until the time I did, because, like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I couldn't believe how bad it was. What the... How did I end up getting singled out like that? Oh god, Lost Ark, I remember it was super bad about that. Yeah. Like, pay to win is bad, just in general. Like, it incentivizes game design that's really shit. Like, it does a whole lot of things. But most of all, it just, like... It just... oh god, sorry. That rant went on places that have just left me kind of speechless. Whoop. Oh shit, I'm not... Oh. Everyone left. I was too busy not saying goodbye to people. Okay, I'm gonna take a break here, because it's been like 2.5 hours, and I haven't stopped, so, I need to give my voice a little bit of a break. When we come back, I need one more level to get a job quest. Oh man, this is gonna be laid out really weirdly. I guess I could live without the 70 and just like do some streams of leveling to 80 if I want to. Hold on. Yeah. That's a bar-ish. I don't like Frontline. And I'd have to also do that as White Mage, and I haven't played White Mage in PvP at all. I do not feel like approaching that, so it's whatever. I'll do another dungeon, we'll do another job quest, and I'll probably wrap it up there. It means that it'll be weird, because we'll do the 70 quest, and then well, what'll probably happen is we'll do the 68 quest, and then I might do a stream where I level up to 80 at some point, and then on that stream we'll do 70 and 80 back-to-back and finish up White Mage entirely. Swap at home base, you're not locked to what you queue in on. But I don't. I still don't like Frontlines. Like, I'm just not a fan. Besides, I'd rather like actually play around with the PvE stuff because I'm trying to get my head around all of it. So, and while I feel like I'm on top of it, but like, you never know. We might get another bad tank, and suddenly I've got more things to think about in terms of how I use my toolkit. Anyway, I need a break. I need to stop talking for a bit because my voice is starting to give a bit. So, I will be right back. did I not mute my mic? Oops. Wait, was anyone here during the break? Did you hear me talking like 10 minutes ago? Oh, sorry, not 10 minutes ago, more like 4 or 5 minutes ago. Okay. Just someone came to my door, we were discussing something, and, yeah, cool. That's good. Alright. I just got back. Oh, I think I realized I didn't mute my microphone. And I was talking to someone, just earlier. I think... Yeah, I wouldn't have said anything that's, like, actually a problem, but, yeah. It's one of those things where, like, I'm worried that, like, one day I'm gonna be on the phone and I didn't mute my microphone and then I'm gonna say something like my fucking, like, debit card fucking number or something accidentally. Or just, like, without having muted, our microphone. Oh, shit, we hit 20. Fuck yeah. Oh, yeah, speaking of company airships. Alright. We've got a new dungeon to go to, so hopefully that can ping fast. Whoop, stop. Please? Whatever the Australian equivalent of a social security number is. I'm pretty sure even if I said that, that wouldn't be... Well, I mean, it wouldn't be as immediately vulnerable, because you still need to provide a lot of other information to be able to do anything with that. That's something I found out from, I think, I think a stream with, like, Barry, because he has a couple of Australian friends who I also follow, and they were discussing, like, they were discussing that. I think they were making a joke out of, like, oh, don't say your social security number, and, the Australian, person on the, call, Gam, basically said, oh, wait, is that, like, a problem if someone else knows it? It's like, yeah, because they can, you know, steal your identity or whatever. It's like, and they were like, oh, yeah, that's not how our system works. Making the snide remark of, yeah, because our system's not broken. It's just like, oh, yeah, it's kind of funny how much you take for granted in that regard. Like, just like, oh, yeah, our system is a bit set up where, like, you know, you probably shouldn't be giving out your, like, Medicare card or Medicare number or anything like that. But, like, if you wanted to do anything with that information, you would need to provide a lot of other information to the point that, like, that number is not actually the most important. That number is, like, baseline. Like, okay, you took step 1 out of 8. I hope you're ready for the next bit. Yeah, very funny. Fuck it, we'll go do some fates or something, I don't know. I want to play with my new button. See, this is the thing that's going to keep me, like, leveling far longer than I really should, is the fact that I keep going, but I want to play with my new buttons. I don't want to just spam main scenario level 50 for the rest of my life on any jobs. Like, I actually want to use the buttons, goddammit. Let me use the buttons. 14, please let me use the buttons. Why aren't you letting me use the buttons? Actually, I should be here instead. Leveling Black Mage at the moment, I just got Despair, and now ending Fireface doesn't feel awful. Yeah, exactly. It's not, it's less of a game of, like, oh, can I fit another Firecast here? It's just, nope, you Despair, and you're good. So if I get synced and not having it, I want to cry. Yeah, Black Mage is the worst when it comes to that. Like, wait, is 67 really here? Jesus. I could probably take on 68, but, yeah. Flappy Birder. Fuck you, whoever came up with that. I wonder how hard this is going to be. Let's give it a shot. God, One thing I really hope they do at some point is give you an indication of how large a shield is on you without being in a party. I really wish you didn't have to be in a party to gain that information. Like, holy shit. Wow, Divine Venison is on a 30-second cooldown? Huh? That's nuts. I just summoned Bird. Now, I'm not gonna lie, newest girl, I think you might be lying to me. I don't think you summoned this bird. Okay, yeah, I feel pretty vulnerable here. Battle Chocobo? I literally have no... Oh, Chocobo. Yeah, I forgot that was a thing. But I don't think that... Yeah, that doesn't give me the party frame, though. It doesn't make me come up there, it only makes my pet. Well, yeah. Or if you cast the AoE shield. Okay, I don't have an AoE shield as... You can... No, newest girl, you're completely misunderstanding what I'm saying. I want to be able to see how much shield there is compared to my health at any given time, like the party frames. That does not exist. I think I'm gonna beat the timer here. I definitely could have done this faster if I didn't drop as many casts earlier, but hey. I'm actually kind of surprised how safe I feel, again, considering, White Mage is pure healing. So you'd think, at least my expectation would have been that I was yo-yoing a lot more. But, no. Like, that wasn't even a crit, and that was like 40% of my health. Yippee! Pop the trunk. Is that another, pure raw heals? Yeah. Well, yeah, I like, honestly, like, fucking Divine Benison's, like, feels amazing to cast. And the fact that it's on a 30-second cooldown, too, is, like... Oh my god, I forgot the name I gave to my Chocobo. I forgot I named him Jasmine. What, was it Yasmin? I can't remember how that's pronounced. So, the name I gave to that Chocobo is actually the name of the Void Walker my Warlock has in, WoW. can't remember what I named the Chocobo on my other characters. One of them is definitely Quefka. You can all feel free to groan at that one. But I think that's the only one... Yeah, I have to look at them again, actually. Because I know for a couple of them I base it off something. Why groan? It's funny. Oh, okay. I still kind of groan at it myself, to be completely honest. Mine is like government name version of Boko. I can't talk. God. Oh, that was too late. Fuck. Alright, I'll use a Lily. Capcom showing Monster Hunter ad. Oh, I should be careful. I don't want to... Oh, hold up. You. Alright, now we're going to get some... Do I have to kill you before the end of the encounter to get this? Fuck me. Oh, you're... Ugh. I think I might be able to do it. As long as I keep dots rolling on both, I think I should be good. Yeah, no. I think we're good. Ready for another 360 fates in 7.0 to get rank 3 in every zone. I don't think I've ever actually done the grind for that, so... That... Oh, there we go. Nice. Wow, there's a lot of bosses in this. There's a lot of boss, things in this one. They lock triple triad cards behind it. Yeah, that'll do it. You! Top 70k worldwide. Damn. Dude, why? God damn. Didn't, I feel like there was one of the people who came from WoW to play 14, ended up getting... Oh, no, she might have gotten every WoW achievement, not every 14 achievement. Because every 14 achievement, as someone who is relatively new, would have been a lot. Is Anne Fuchsia, if I remember correctly? I think it might have been every WoW achievement. I don't know her history with 14, but I feel like it wasn't that. Cider Spider is going for the achievement grind. Yeah, I have seen that. Maybe I should give Cider Spider videos a watch. I feel like I've never really found the subject matter of their videos, like, terribly interesting, so I've just never really looked into it. Which is a shame, because, like, it sounds like they're, like, a good creator, but I'm just, like, nothing about their content really grabs me, so, like, I'd rather spend my time with stuff that does. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, that's not happening before this is done. If it's about the grind are really interesting. Oh yeah, because that feels like akin to investigative journalism in terms of like, hey, so people talk about this like this, and this is my first experience with it, going into it with this context. Here's how I found it, and then it's like, I imagine some shit. Ultimate Legend tank, let's go. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I really want you all to know that I say this legitimately. I think Divine Benison made this spec, or made this, sorry, I keep saying spec, fuck me. I made this job, like, twice as interesting to play. Legit. Why? Why? Why, though? What is the point? They need to adjust the flow of button acquisition, man. 60 and under has been so prune. Yeah. I think we've talked about this before, but, like, I feel like Monk is too far in the other direction, where I feel like you get so much of the kit that it doesn't expand for ages. But you're absolutely right. There are so many jobs that feel anemic at 60. And to be fair, some of that is unavoidable just because of the quote-unquote mountain of jobs to climb, as you get further and further into the game. But yeah, it definitely needs something. Can't believe that most jobs don't have an AoE going into the first dungeon. I'm gonna be honest, I think for the first sets of dungeons, it's kind of whatever. I feel like that's really only a problem for people who are, like, you know, like, really running through the dungeons, right? Because it just takes a while. But I will say that once you get to, like, 25, 30, and there's a lot of jobs that still don't have, like, an AoE combo, like, that's the bit where I'm like, no, this is dumb. I feel like you can justify it in, like, the first couple of ones to, like, really focus on sort of how the single target combo, like, starts off. Yeah, Ninja and Dragoon, exactly, yeah. Yeah, there's definitely an interesting discussion surrounding, like, the length of the game in terms of, like, ARR to the end of Endwalker. Or, no, to the end of leveling Endwalker. And how you actually pace your ability acquisition. Because whilst I definitely think there's some improvement to be... Oh, we're doing the thing. Okay. Alright. Please at least don't get hit by shit deliberately. That's really fucking annoying. Okay, if we can stop here, that'd be great. No! Why? Bro! For what reason? I genuinely at a loss. Just why? What? Are you even using cooldowns, my dude? What the fuck? Oh, invuln too late. I don't know why you revived and immediately used it. You just... Oh, okay, yeah. No, that makes more sense. They weren't using defensives because they were going to Super Bolide, and then they did it too late. Okay, okay, no, that makes more sense then. I was just gonna say, like, what the fuck? What? Why? What? Like, that doesn't make any sense? Or, like, it just... Oh, shit. Like, the way that the tank's health just dropped made me go, what the fuck is going on? But no, they were probably trying to ride their health low to make it that Super Bolide, you know, got more value, quote-unquote, by not taking as much health out of them. But then, Bruh... My... Oh, no, yeah, right, there's the future pack, sure. You don't need to take them around... You are just line of sighting me from you, bro. I don't have as much resources because we haven't been in battle as long. Come on. Oh my god, again. Oh, I did actually have Benediction. That's fine. Burn through my mana as well. Not like I'm using that. Trying to do the full pull, but yeah, after one recent wipe, doing that is a lot rougher. Well, it's less rough, but like when you're not cognizant of how everyone else is keeping up with you, you just make the healer's life a lot harder. And especially given the way that that flows, like, you can easily cut yourself off from the rest of the group by virtue of the turrets going. Which, on one hand, yeah, it would be cool to get out of the turrets, but on the other, you don't need to do that. Oh, Machinist is about to get fucking bopped. When wall-to-wall is taken literally. I'm gonna be honest, it's a very small thing, but that is a huge pet peeve of mine. Like, you don't need to literally pull everything to the wall. Just pull it to the last pack. Because all you're doing is you're baiting the people who are like, we got to the last pack. I should use abilities now. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Oh, never mind. Actually, to be fair too, I'm probably low on gear for this level. Oh my god, that ring. Ugh. So I am probably healing less than I should be. Yeah, like look at the Reaper's health compared to mine. There's a pretty significant gap there. Got to tell you, I got to 100. Oh, nice, newest girl. I only really do that as warrior because I can self-sustain. I mean, yeah, you do have to rely on your healer a bit more in not that situation, to be sure. But I also feel like I haven't been rolling regen as often on this tank, which again is not good. See, that went super clean. No, I definitely think I was fumbling a lot there. Like, I still think the tank was being kind of weird, but like it shouldn't have been something I couldn't have dealt with, you know. And this move makes sense because the ninjas actually drop around here, so that kind of actually tracks. I threw raisings on my save still, nice. GMB selfie is a little whack at this level compared to 80. That is true. Gunbreaker's oddly fragile. Like, I think it's through Stormblood? Might be a little more than that. Yeah, God, I can't remember off the top of my head now. There's a point where it gets a bit better. Actually, no, it might be until, like, the opening of Endwalker, when it doesn't have, Heart of Corundum. Oh. 60 to 70 is whack. Oh, yeah, okay. I'll believe you, because I don't remember nearly as well. What is that? Sure.
Rip and tear! Boom! We go together! Die!
That was super late. I can't even keep my dot up well. Jesus.
Die!
You just gonna stand in... Yep. Alright. As the last 2%. Oh my god, are you serious? Did I really not hit? You gotta be fucking kidding me. Get a big DPS gain in the 70-80 range that smooths it out, but 82 is when the job has XCOG every 25 seconds. Yeah, exactly. 20 20k. I'm 20k off. How much was I getting from... 45. Yeah, okay. That should be enough. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure, we're back here. This could be a bit louder, actually. Oh, actually, not quite that much. There we go. We need to kill one more? Oh no, that might have been it. Yes. Thank God. The problem with Pajols. Yeah, please. Please be interesting. Where the fuck? Hello? Oh. Fuck off. There we go. Anything easy in the challenge log? Yeah. Maybe, but that would have taken more time than I think doing that one fate. Alright. Thank you, Paradise Killer, but I'm gonna have to turn you off for a moment. Alright. One more job quest, and then I'm gonna call it. Because I would like to go and do some stuff this afternoon before I cook myself some dinner. Problem with Pajols. Sylphie seems distressed.
Oh, Aldine. Am I glad to see you? I'm at my wit's end. Every day I've worked conjury upon Sanch, and she's drinking a potent herbal elixir I had delivered from Gridalia. But still her condition worsens. Watching her mother's health decline is not helping Gatti to master her magics. Voidsend have been drawn by her untamed ether a few times now. I've just barely managed to fight them off. I've reached my limits, to be quite honest. But I think Gatti would benefit from your calming presence. Will you come with me, back to their cabin? One day there will be a cross-DC travel, or maybe we could play the video game together at some point. Maybe.
Maybe one day. Like, at some point, I don't know when I'm gonna do it. So, here's the thing. I originally created the 4 characters I'm playing with to play across other DCs. But the problem I found is that... and I enjoy doing, like, job quests that make sense for the, you know, character in question. But, like, the problem with that is that I would then need to play against the ping in situations where I'm just kind of, like, leveling something. And if I'm, like, grouping up with people or leveling something too specifically... Oh... Hey. Sorry, hold on a second.
Brother Sumiyana's found us out, Naldine. I'm sorry for dragging you into this.
Did I not make myself sufficiently clear, Sylphie? My permission was contingent upon your promise to refrain from rash and thoughtless action.
That was not rash or thoughtless. Yes, Guildmaster, and I've done my best to fulfill that promise. I swear, I gave this matter a great deal of thought before deciding it was the best way for everyone. I will not doubt your sincerity, Acolyte, but imagine my surprise when I was informed of your request for an advanced elixir. No mention of such was included in your reports, and thus did I come to investigate. Yeah, it's kind of silly. But then again, Sylphie is a child, so, like, what the fuck do we expect? And now I find you concealing the presence of a Pajol. Even from a distance, the nature of Gatti's aura was unmistakable. A Pajali child without guidance is an exceedingly dangerous thing, Sylphie. You know this. Her ether, wild and radiant, will grow even as she does. And so too shall the power of the fiends which gather to feed upon it. Should Gatti draw the attention of a greater void scent, the entire region would suffer from its, depredations? I've seen what happens. Worst episodes are when she's overcome by fear for her mother's health. That's why I judged it safer to keep them together.
Ah, Sylphie.
I'd almost forgotten that stubborn streak of yours.
But I do recognize that that responsibility for this situation falls not onto your shoulders alone. It is my failing as Guildmaster to have overlooked the birth of a Pajal in the first place.
Will you take Gatti back to Stillglade Fane now?
Such was my intention. I followed my whispers through the forest, yet by the time I arrived here, the house already lay empty. I may have marked my approach.
You mean they're not here? Sanchi shouldn't be walking around with her condition. Her heart is too weak for that kind of exertion.
We must waste no time in tracking them down, and not only for Sanchi's well-being. Gatti's concern for her mother would consume her at any moment. Could consume her at any moment. Do you know where they might have gone?
If they meant to avoid us, then heading north to cross the shallows of the Veladina River would be their only choice. We should hurry.
I really hope this isn't just going... I really, really hope that this doesn't just devolve into that shithead just wagging his finger at Sylphie, like... Because that would be really boring. Which would be in line with this entire questline so far. So, not holding out hope on that one. Where are we going? Oh, right. Damn, how the hell did they get around... How the hell did they manage to get up here and around him if he was approaching? It's pretty impressive. Especially considering the state of both of them.
Jasmot. Fucking... Aldine, you're here. There were strange whispers coming from everywhere around the house. I got scared, so we ran away. You must be Gatty. Those whispers you heard were the voices of the elementals. You need not fear them, though it was wise to heed their warning. Your brother Isumi Yan. What do you want with us? It is clear that you are well aware of my purpose here. I understand that you are disinclined to trust the words of a conjurer. But pray believe me when I say that neither Sylphie nor Aldine have betrayed their promise to you. Simply put, Gatty's ether has grown too strong to be concealed. I suggest we return to the house and discuss how best to resolve this quandary. A solution to which we all might agree. Okay, we're at least talking, which is good. It's right, Mama. Angry whispers are quiet now. We can go home. Gatty says it's alright, then I suppose we should go. Minus old bird gets in the way of clicking on cameras. Yeah. Yeah, even Sardu managed to do that, when I was just walking around doing objectives. Definitely not just a, Chocobo problem. That's hilarious. Wait. How does... Am I really getting, like... Yeah, I guess I was ascending in such a way that I was actually getting further away from it. That's hilarious. Unless it... Oh, no. Unless it's drawing distance based on that, which it would have had to come back around. I mean, I would have assumed it was straight shot, but... Wait. Are they actually inside? Yeah. What Gatty and her mother had told me, the girl has received no formal guidance in how to contain her ether. Gatty's Pajali instincts allow her to suppress her aura when calm, but that will become increasingly difficult as her power grows with age. Eventually, even the briefest onslaught of emotion, surge of anger, a whisper of fear, will be enough to shatter her control. And that's why I thought it best to teach Gatty here at home. Like other Pajals, she's lived here her whole life with her mother. Taking her away from Senshi, would be disastrous. I know only too well the effect such a separation can have on a child. You agree with me, don't you, Aldine? Or do you think we should follow the letter of Gridania's law? Fuck that. There are always exceptions to the rule. Side with Sylphie in this matter. Truth be told, I find myself in agreement. Gatty's upbringing is an extremely rare case amongst the Pajal. It seems that it may indeed be the lesser risk to allow the girl to remain with her mother. Then does this mean... However, if we are to avoid an escalation of these attacks, I must insist that Gatty learn the intricacies of her power under the official supervision of the Conjurers Guild. Acolyte Sylphie? I hereby assign you the duty of overseeing the Pajal Gatty's formal education at this abode. Your status as a member of the guild should satisfy the demands of law and custom. Be sure to thank Aldine for his assistance. I would not have permitted this breach of tradition were you not accompanied by a white mage of such high standing. I won't let you down, Guildmaster, or the Conjurers Guild. Pray understand that this ruling comes with a caveat. If Gatti does not show marked improvement, or market improvement, within the time period I dictate, then I shall be forced to relocate her to Silglade Fane. Thank you, brother Isumi. This means so much to us. Why frame it like this? Gatti, I see you are a kind child who cares deeply for her mother. Yet you must not lose yourself in another's life. Look within and master the magics which infuse you. Should you show you are capable of controlling your own destiny, make your mother proud. I will. I'll do anything to make Mama happy, and I don't want to disappoint Sylphie or Aldine either. Very well. I will return to Gridania immediately and prepare an education manual for Sylphie. I'll see the Guildmaster on his way. If you need me, I'll be waiting outside. Okay, real quick. This is just a Shiva again. Like, Sanchi has every reason to dislike the way that Gridania handles dealing with Perjal in Gridania. And whilst there is reason to that, it does not mean that there aren't negatives to it. And once the Pajal take a slight step out of line, everyone is just so deferent and happy and fine with the situation. Like, it doesn't spell out that there probably should be foundational changes to the way this whole thing works that... Fuck. Like, look at this. I didn't expect Brother Isumi to be so understanding. They have never been understanding until they've been forced to. Oh, God. This... Nah, fuck this questline, dude. Like, I'm a bit biased against, like, the thought of adhering to laws to a fault. I really don't like that mindset. It's myopic. It leads to, just a lot of, like, not... Like, where progress could be made to upend something that is causing problems for that, people who lean on, but it's the law, but it's tradition, etc., I don't have much sympathy for, because I don't care. The outcome should be the thing we're aiming for, not the... Like, the outcomes should be the important thing, and whilst consideration for how we go about getting those is obviously really important, an arbitrary, but we've always done it this way is like, please, I want to tell that person to just shut up and stay out of conversations about that, because like they're clearly not interested in actually like talking about whether change should happen. They're just ardently like, no, it shouldn't, because dumb thing, and... So glad that Sanche and Gatti can still live together. Thank you, Aldine. Things might have gone very differently if you hadn't been around to help. Also, just like... This is so arbitrary, because what did we do? What did the player character do here? Like, it was Sylphie and the Warrior of Light together that did that, and I guess, like, the point is that Isumi-yan is placing importance on the fact that we are here saying, no, I think we should do this too. But if that was all that was needed, then, yeah, and the only reason we're even a catalyst for change to begin with is because we're the only white mage we know of that isn't a Pajal. Everyone else is a conjurer. And basically they're just, like, this is boring in a lot of circumstances, and just the hero is all good can definitely be a bit of a trap in terms of it just being boring again. But, like, this is on the level of, well, the Warrior of Light said it, so it must be true, correct, and good, and never questioned whatsoever. Whereas, like, in the MSQ at least, that is not the point. Like, the Scions are usually the ones kind of
providing barriers to define where the Warrior of Light is at. And whilst I do think that, in some respects, you can't really do much of the questioning of the Warrior of Light, because they're not really like the sole, well, they're not really like the only person making the decisions that are happening. The fact that this quest line is just like, well, I guess the Warrior of Light is saying it's okay, so sure, is just... Because if we're going to make this point, I wish there was a bit more about how unusual it is to have a non-Pajal white mage in amongst things. Like, it would have been so much better if we had a black mage-ish situation where it's kind of inverted, rather than this one white mage kind of going around being like, this is how you do things. It's more the opposite, where the Warrior of Light is like, wait, this is how you do things? And, like, slowly the, fundamental beliefs that the Pajal and Gridania hold are questioned because this one person has broken the chain, and thus there can only be a cascade of questioning everything you've known before. Because if only Pajal can be white mages, and this guy isn't a Pajal, and that's like a foundational belief, what does that mean about everything you built based on that? But there's none of that, and it doesn't need to go into that, but the deference given to the Pajal and the white mages is just so uninteresting narrative-wise.
Still, we have to make sure that Gatti learns to control her ether before too long. Can only expect so much leniency from Brother Isumi. I say we keep working away at our own studies as much as we can and give Gatti a good example to follow.
Yep, 70. What she always wanted. Sylvie appears to be overwhelmed. Oh, goody. Yeah. Hey, can you? Wait. Can I not dismiss you? What the fuck? Oh, you'll be gone in a minute anyway. Yeah, so that'll be it for today. Gonna do Metal Gear Rising DLC tomorrow. I don't know when I'll do I'll probably do, like, the grinding to 80 off, maybe off stream, maybe on stream, depends on how I feel. God, I kind of want to do, like, the finale on the weekend, just because I feel like doing this on the weekends has, like, so much more discussion with people, and I do kind of miss that. But, like, it's the universal problem of, oh, yeah, the prime time for me to stream is during the day. I can only do that 2 days a week. So, and if I wanted to make more time to do it during the day on the weekend, that means, like, my nights are gonna suffer, and I want to keep Friday and Saturday nights I can stay out late with friends or have a drink and stay up late playing video games, and yeah. God, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But yeah, like, I probably won't finish this off until I actually am gonna hit 80 with White Mage, so that'll be a while away, and maybe there's just a gap where it feels good to play this instead, but, oh, god damn it. I was supposed to do the G pose. Actually, I probably need to sit, because I've used the mount out here. Yeah, anyway, instead of, fuck, like, way in the future planning, yeah, tomorrow, Metal Gear Rising. I don't know how long DLC is. From, like, a rough look, it seemed like about 3-4 hours, so hoping it'll be about that. then, yeah, then it'll be a new week. So, I'm pretty sure we're raiding Savage, like, locked in. Definitely Tuesday, maybe short ones Thursday. I don't know if we're still doing Saturday night. I really hope we're not doing Saturday night. As I said, I like to keep Saturday night open to, like, go out, so... I'm hoping we can, like, figure something else out for a second definite day, but that's gonna depend. But yeah, during the week there'll be more Savage raiding stuff. Hopefully P9S goes down soon. What else is going on during the week? I'm toying around with doing short Elden Ring streams just to kill Malekith. Malekith has become a significant enough roadblock, and the fight is frustrating me in a way I didn't expect. And I think what I need to try and do is do short bursts of just attempting it, just seeing if I can get past it. And during the week's a good candidate for that. So like that might be like a Monday or a Monday night stream. Actually, shit, my week is like jam-packed now because I can't stream Wednesday night. Well, if I stream Wednesday night, it has to be something very short. And maybe that fits in there too. But like, yeah, Monday would be the only stream day definitely open. Tuesday, I've got raid. Wednesday, it could only be very short. Thursday's also raid. Friday would be the optional one. And then there's Saturday and Sunday. Jesus Christ, I might actually be back to streaming pretty regularly. And all it took was 2 raid nights. Yeah, I'll figure out a plan for that. I wasn't expecting raiding to come back when it did, so I do need to think about how I'm going to approach weekday streams. There's some stuff I've left behind that I want to try and think about whether I want to continue. It's pretty late in the cycle. Yeah, exactly. I think it's like the opportune time for my static because there's a lull in other games too, so it's a good time to come back and just do P9S. So I think the plan is we want to go through P9, 10, 11, and 12. We want to go through... We want to go back to P7 and P8. And we might look at an ultimate after that? The reason we'd want to do P8 is maybe to do top? But I don't know if that was a joke. Because we've got a bit more... Like, we've done opening prog on T. We've done, Uwu up to the limit break bit. Which, like, obviously, there's a significant section of the fight left after that. But there are other ultimates it would probably be better to get back on board for. So I don't know if top was suggested as a jest or genuinely because they want to do it. But, like, I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna play melee. I'll come around for whatever, because I want the experience. But yeah. Yeah, I think that's about it. So yeah. Schedule might be a little bit inconsistent while I figure out what the hell I want to do during the week. But at least on the weekends, like, it's usually pretty solid. And we will have finished we will have finished Revengeance this weekend, fingers crossed, touch wood. So, new game next weekend? Like I said, the reason I'm doing 14 today is I was torn on what I'm gonna do. Big shrug on what we're playing next. Actually, I should talk to people, because there is a game that we could do, but I still want to, like, confirm whether people are okay taking me taking that much of their time. Because I don't want to lock in people for, okay, Friday and Saturday your time, Saturday, Sunday my time, for 5 hours every weekend until that game gets done. So, I'll figure out something. But, yeah, this has waffled on long enough. Is anybody streaming? Who out here streaming the game? What's Monty doing? Oh, Monty's doing Hildebrand. We've like I don't usually have like 4 or 5 people to throw across, so screw it. Why not? Monty Glue. Okay. She is a white mage main. I want to let's not talk about my opinions on like the white mage quest. I don't want to bring that discourse into here because Monty is playing Hildebrand after all. Discourse, yeah. Let the white mage talk is done. Let's be over with it. But yeah, Monty is a cool content creator, or a cool person, I should say. I despise putting people into that box. She's the DM for the Unexpectables, and I really appreciate her approach to DMing, and also just like the world she builds in thereof. I haven't seen too much of her 14 gameplay, but like it's fucking Hildebrand. It's gonna be a silly time. And that's as good as thing as any. So fuck it. I don't usually raid into people that like have like a significantly larger viewership than me. So I'm hoping this isn't stepping on toes, but you know what? I rarely get to raid into someone also playing 14. So yeah, we're gonna do that. Yeah, okay, to reiterate. Metal Gear, tomorrow. We're finishing off Revengeance DLC. During the week, there's gonna be more 14 raiding. And then I'll probably fit Elden Ring in amongst it. And then next weekend, there's something completely new. God, I should have thought of a raid message, actually. Whatever. It's fine. It's a small raid. I don't want to make a splash. Well, it's not going to make a splash, but that's still the point. Yeah, so, thank you very much for watching live on the VODs. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a lovely day, and hope to see you all next time.